Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton. It's time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side for now. And one of those daytime TV shows that we're doing is Days of Our Lives. But before we get into Days of Our Lives, so I just got back from the Orleans where I saw Sailor Moon Super S, the movie. Okay, so for those of you, for the uninitiated, Sailor Moon was on for 5. Did my voice just crack just then? Sailor Moon. Sound like fucking Peter Brady. And only us old people will get that. But so Sailor Moon ran for 5 seasons in Japan. But there were only 3 big screen movies made. R, S, and Super S. Now, R is the best one in my opinion. In fact, it's in my top 12 movies of all time. It is. Like, I was just in tears for most of the movie. It's so good. S was good at the very end. It got sad at the very end. And I didn't cry at all on Super S until I was walking out of the theater. How retarded is that? Like, I did cry during the actual movie. But I will say this. So there was this one part in the movie. So just to kind of give you like a sort of a quick little synopsis of the film, there are these fairies and they're drawing all the children of the world into these dream boats, and they go up to this magical castle, which is really a black hole that's sucking all the sugar energy from the children's souls as they sleep in their dream coffins, and it's going to eventually envelop the whole world. And it's led by Queen Badian. And the Sailor Scouts, because they tried getting Chibi Moon, but they couldn't get her because she's fierce. She is fierce. And they tried getting Chibi Moon, and they end up, the original Sailor Scouts and Sailor Moon, and Tuxedo Mask tries to stop them too, but he ends up getting hurt and getting sent home because he was hurt. So they all hop on this boat because she made friends with one of the fairies named Pearl, who was a guy but looked very much like a girl, which I fucking love that about Japanese animation, is that they play very much with androgyny, and I love it. I love it. I love everything about that. So so they end up going, but these fairies that they're fighting are no joke, and they have these little bonbon creatures that they call bonbon babies that attack them, and they're just outnumbering them. And then all of a sudden they see this one attack that kills a few bonbon babies, and they're like, wait a minute, that attack. And then it was Sailor Uranus, Sailor Neptune, and Sailor Pluto, and I was like, oh shit, this shit's gonna go down. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So Sailor Pluto, you know she's my girl. All she did was she said, dead to scream. And then this crazy attack, and it like killed all these bonbon babies, and it broke one of the fairies' flutes. Oh my God, it was so fierce. Now Uranus and Neptune had some good attacks as well, but I gotta say, when Pluto came out, I was like, oh yeah, that's my girl. It was fierce. I'm sure everyone in the movie theater thought I was a total lunatic, but what the fuck else is new, right? Okay, whatever. But one thing that's interesting, and I'm sorry I keep going on about Sailor Moon, but I love that show so much, is that one of the things that I like, why I prefer the subtitled versions to the dubs, is that if you know anything about Japanese culture or Japanese language, for example, one of the things in Japan that you don't hear too often is you're welcome. Now, no one says it like we say it all the time. Thank you, you're welcome. Thank you, you're welcome. That's not how it goes. Unless you really mean it, you say do itashimashite. That's how you say you're welcome in Japanese. And there was this one scene in Sailor Moon R, well, you know, the one I was crying, where, you know, Sailor Moon grabs Chibiusa, that's Sailor Chibi Moon, and protects her, and then they fly through this store window, and at the very end, at the end of that attack, Sailor Chibi Moon says to Sailor Moon, you know, thank you for saving me. And she turns and she says, do itashimashite. Now, it just says you're welcome, and even in the subtitle, but because I have a relative degree of fluency in Japanese, there's a lot more to that than just you're welcome. That is, you know, like I'd give my life for you type of you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I much prefer the subtitled versions than the dub versions. So, okay. Okay, so that was Sailor Moon. And I'm sorry, I'm so obsessed with Sailor Moon. I love it so much. Okay, so let's talk about Days of Our Lives. Okay, so Days of Our Lives this week. Okay, so, okay. It was a little bit random that Gabby's now free from jail. I mean, they had her in jail for so fucking long, and then she just shows up on Sunny's door. Like, now she did explain how, but I was like, all that shit happened off camera? Really? Okay. And the best part was, then they bring out little Ariana Grace. They bring her out to say hello to her mom. They're like, look who's here. And she goes, I hate you, mommy. Okay, wait, but here's the best part. You know, of course, Gabby's like, my little girl hates me, blah, blah, blah. You know, if that was real life, she'd have been like, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Can you come here? Let me take off my shoe. Don't talk to your mother like that. Okay, no, that might not have happened in real life, but I'm sure in plenty of families it probably would have. But she, of course, you know, this being daytime television, they can't go that far, but I'm just saying. She was cute, though. She was super cute when she was being, you know, standing up to her mom. But I get that, and we're beginning to see Vengeful Gabi come out. Now, here's the thing about Gabi. And going back into Gabi's history for a little while, you know, Gabi, she's always been obsessed with Chad. You know, way back in the day, remember when she hired Andrew to be her stalker and she needed Chad's protection back when they were both models for, there's not enough air quotes for this show, for Countess Wilhelmina Cosmetics. Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyways, so what happened was, we're beginning to see Vengeful Gabi because she talks about how she's pissed off at Stefan because Stefan is on her list, which is fucking great that she's got a fucking list. God damn it. You better get it, girl. If I was in jail and I was sitting in jail for hours and hours, I'd have a fucking list too of people ready to get my wrath when I came back. You bet your ass I would. But then she goes off on Abigail too, so I know she's gonna be plotting up some shit, and I'm so in for it. I'm in for it because it's not fair that, first of all, that Gabi had to pay for everyone else's, you know, Gabi had to pay the consequences for everyone else's actions when they weren't even her own actions. Like, if it was because of she killed Nick Fallon, which, first of all, sorry, I can't wait to talk about that with Marie Cheatham too, because she was related to Nick Fallon, so I can't wait to see how she feels about his character, because he was kind of an asshole. Anyways, so she killed. So if it was for that, then I would get it. But she had nothing to do with any of this bullshit that happened, and she almost died twice. Okay, so I'd be fucking pissed off too. I would be done. So she goes, you know, and then Teresa was on for like a quick second where, you know, oh, so the other arching storyline was that, Lani lost the baby. And she had one episode that was a special episode, and it was kind of like a dream sequence where she dreamt that the baby had lived and that JJ had stayed with her and raised the baby as his own, and they lived happily ever after. But that was a full-on dream because the baby died, and, you know, obviously we know that JJ left her a long time ago. So finally, Eli told, and that's kind of weird. That was kind of weird because, you know, her father, but then again, I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong. I love Lani. I love the character. I love the actress. I think they're all fine. It's just that the relationship with Abe was kind of forced. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't allowed to develop organically over time. She just shows up. She knows that he's her father. Her mom's passed away. So And then when he sees the last name, he's like, "Oh, are you so and so's daughter?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, wow." And then I guess some magic light bulb happens, and he's like, "Okay, okay, you're my daughter." So, and then all of a sudden now she's like doing scenes with Theo and all that shit. I felt like she was sort of filling the void that Lexi left when she left the show, even though Lexi was his wife and she's his daughter, but still it was kind of weird. So I kind of understand why he didn't want to be the one to tell her that her baby had died. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. And Eli had to tell her. Yeah, so it was sad though. I mean, it's always sad. I mean, when soap babies don't make it. And soap babies don't make it far more often than they do. And then the ones that make it are either switched at birth or they've got some weird paternity scandal. The last place I would ever want to be pregnant is on a soap opera. I tell you what, if I was pregnant, if my character was pregnant, I'd be like, I'm going to go out of town for a while. I'm going to have my baby where these crazy people aren't. And then the last thing that happened was that Will had a memory of Sunny. Now, wait, first of all though, you've got to follow Christopher Sean on Instagram. Him and Chandler Massey, they play Paul and Will. They do these dressing room interviews and they are hysterical. They are hilarious. And they did one where Chandler goes in to see Sunny, Freddie Smith, who plays Sunny, and he's like, "Oh, hi, nice to see you," gives him a big hug. And then there's one where Christopher Sean goes in, he's like, "What are you doing just bursting in here? How would you like it if I just burst into your home?" I mean, it was so funny. It was hilarious. Like, they do a really good job. It was really cute. But anyway, so Will had this memory of Sunny. Okay, so here's the thing about that. He was remembering a long time ago, I think maybe it was in the old coffee shop that they used to have. What was it called? Common Grounds. Oh my God. And I think it was before Will came out. So, which makes it a little bit creepy. Because, Sunny's had his eyes on him ever since he first met him, which, kind of creepy. I'm sorry, it's kind of weird. So, you can say what you want about Paul, but he knew that both of his boyfriends, Sunny and Will, were gay. So it's not like he was sort of waiting in the wings for them like Sunny was. I'm just saying. I know that all the Wilson people out there are going to be all irritated. Look, you got what you wanted. Paul's leaving the show. God damn it. I fucking love Paul. I will follow him wherever he goes. All you other shows out there, take note of him. He's a good actor. So, anyways, thank you so much for bearing with me through all of this drama. I do appreciate it. And it really wasn't so much drama as it was just me ranting and raving like a lunatic. But that's what I've done for the past 620 episodes. So, you should be used to it by now. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag, what can you hashtag? Days or DOOL. See, I don't even remember what show I was just talking about. Fuck you, John. Days of Our Lives. Or you can also hashtag YR to Talk Young and the Restless. I'm doing that next. If I can get this goddamn TiVo set up, let me tell you, I'm having a really difficult time. Now, I was on the phone with Cox Cable. I'm going to give Cox Cable some credit because they stayed on the phone with me for hours last night, and then we got to a point where the TiVo was just not working and I had to call TiVo support because they're two different companies. So I called TiVo support today when I got home from work, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, everyone's gone home." Anyways, have a great day. Peace out. Wubba wubba wubba.